super friends, and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, and Black Lightning. In today's video, we'll be discussing the very first episode of Legends of Tomorrow Season 4, which is appropriately titled The Virgin Gary. We've got some photos from Katie Lotz herself, and also from some special words from Nick Zano. So let's dive straight into that, and let's uncover what episode 1 could be. Also, if you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more content like this, be sure to head over to my podcast channel, which is called Honor Thy Podcast. It is a weekly DC TV Arrowverse podcast I do every single week with my good friend Dan McCants, aka Mulekick Media. So if you like this video and you want to see more like this, be sure to head to the link in the description down below. So it's safe to say Legends of Tomorrow Season 4 is one of my most hyped shows of the DC TV season this year. I think Season 3 was so phenomenal and was the best DC TV show last season. I'm so excited to see it return and just see all the more crazy stuff we're going to get with it. And it seems like it's kicking off immediately with Season 4 Episode 1, which is going to be called The Virgin Gary. We have got a word from Nick Zano, who plays Nate Hayward on the show, and he has given us a little line about the film and about the filming of the episode and what it's going to be like. So let's take a look at that. So Nick Zano had this to say about episode 1 of Legends of Tomorrow Season 4. Guys, we are on day 5 of the first episode of Season 4, and it is the most insane, enormous, hilarious episode possibly of our entire series. And then in brackets, excluding Bebo, that shit was crazy, close bracket, hashtag legends. So given that, you can have a look at what he said there, and you can just see that this episode is going straight into it. It's not even holding back anymore, and that's what I love about Legends so much, and that's one of the main reasons I adore Season 3. Is that the show just doesn't even care anymore. Well, not that it doesn't care, but it embraces how wacky it is. It embraces how awesome it is. Because Season 1 didn't quite know what it wanted to be. Season 2 started to get its ideas together. And then Season 3, it completely hit its stride. And Season 4 is doing the exact same. It's just going straight into it. And obviously, we don't know much about this first episode, really. We'll get into some more stuff in a second. But we don't really know what the story is. We don't really know what the story is going to be in the episode itself and how it's going to tie into the overarching story of Season 4. All we know, based on this sentence, that it's going to be absolutely insane, possibly rivaling the Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 finale, which of course had Bebo versus Malice. So, this first episode is looking to be pretty insane, and I'm very excited about that. Now, Katie Lotz, who of course plays Sarah Lance on the show, she has been quite active on Twitter, posting some things to do with Season 4, mostly photos, and they've given us some ideas of some of the things we could be seeing. Now, the first ones I want to look at is just the first day of shooting. This is when the cast first came together. You can see these photos right now. You can see that they're on the Wave Rider. They're just trying to take a big cast photo. And this isn't really anything particular. This isn't really giving us anything. It's literally just a cast photo, you know, sort of all the main cast together again. But one thing that's interesting is if you look at the photos, you can see a certain Matt Ryan in the background, who of course plays John Constantine, who is of course a series regular for Legends of Tomorrow Season 4. So this does confirm that Constantine is going to be in the episode, in the season I should say, straight away. He's going to be in episode 1. Now, whether he's going to be in the whole episode, we don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure these photos are from day 1 of filming, so that could suggest that he is going to be there pretty much from the start. And I guess it would make sense, because the last time we saw Constantine was in the Season 3 finale cliffhanger, and he was with the Legends, so I guess that does make sense that they would just pick up straight from there, and they don't have to go and get Constantine, because he's already with them. He was there with Gary, so that makes sense. And I'm really happy that Constantine's just going to be there straight away, because that's one of the big selling points, I think, of Season 4, is that Constantine is going to be a series regular. He's going to be a member of the Legends. So the fact that he's just there from the beginning on the Wave Rider, straight from the offset, is a great idea. And these photos basically just confirm that. And also, one thing I really want to point out about the Legends cast overall is I just really love them. I think, you know, when you look at these photos, you can just see how much fun they have together, how great they all are, and just how much fun and energy they bring to the show, and you can really see that in the episodes as well. I love the Legends cast so much. Like I said, I mean, I've met a couple of them. I've met Franz Drama, who played Jax. I've also met Brandon Routh, who plays Ray. I've met a couple of them, and they are both awesome guys, and you can just see the rest of them. Like, they're so just fun people, and like, you know, if you asked me which show I would like to be on, I mean, immediately my mind would go to Arrow just because it is my favourite, but to be honest, if I had to choose one, I'd probably have to go for Legends, just because it's the most fun, and the cast look like they have such a great time together and just have so much fun filming the show. So that's why I just wanted to point that out. I just love the Legends cast, and I think they look absolutely awesome in these photos, and I just can't wait to see them more in Season 4. Katie Lotz has also recently posted another photo which has shown the filming of the first episode, and this has given us some hints of the time period we could be going to and where we are going in episode 1. So you can see this first photo here which features Zari, Mick, Nate and Ray, and you can see them all, and if you kind of look at their clothing and what they're wearing, this looks very 60s, 70s era America. You can see that kind of that peace vibe coming through, and I feel like that is where we're going. We're going to that, you know, that time period and that era of America. Now, I can't actually guarantee this is America, because obviously it could be literally anywhere in the world, but this does give me a very 60s/70s vibe, just based on their clothing alone. So that's quite interesting, especially Zari. I think Zari's really got that look going. The other guys, I'm not so sure. I mean, Mick's wearing like a poncho of some kind and open-toed shoes. And then Nate and Ray are definitely going for that 70s look, but I think overall this definitely does kind of give us the hint that they are going to 60s, 70s era America. And obviously that time period has got so much to do. Like, there's so much that happened, especially in the 60s. You know, you've got the civil rights movement, you've got the moon landings, you've got the Vietnam War, which I don't know if they do the Vietnam War because they did that last season, but you know, there's so much they can do and explore in that particular time period that you can really pick your poison. Like, there's so much they can do here, and I think that this just gives them the ultimate amount of freedom to just go out there and do this. Now again, depending on what's actually in the 60s, we don't know. Like, we don't know if one of these particular time fugitives is there, or if this is just an anachronism or whatever. We don't actually know, but you know, maybe this is just like one scene where they, you know, at the start of the episode where they're just cleaning up anachronisms, like the last few from the last season. Maybe that's just what this is. This might not even be the main focal point of the episode, but given that they are fully in costume and full on in makeup, I feel like, yeah, this is going to be the main bulk of the episode. It's going to be in this time period, and you can see that. Also, one thing I want to point out as well is that Zari is still got her air totem, which is interesting. I thought all the totems were gone, but I guess not. That may be a stupid question on my part, but I don't know. I just kind of thought, are all the totems gone now? But you can see Zari is still wearing her air totem, so that's fine. But yeah, I think this photo definitely confirms 60s, 70s time period, but what they're going to be doing there, who knows? And Nick Zano also posted this other photo where you can see Brandon Routh, Nick Zano, and Dominic Purcell, respectively, who are just, I mean, they're not filming anything here, this is them just kind of taking a break, but you could just see again that a better look at sort of Ray, Mick, and Nate here, who are, again, in that kind of costume, that 60s, 70s attire. I mean, they're in the woods somewhere, so I guess, I don't know, maybe that could give us some more hints. You know, maybe this is in a bit more like a rural area of America instead of like in a big city, which I guess makes sense for Legends. But there is, you know, a lot to go off of with these few photos, and this is kind of like, I really like it actually when the actors post stuff themselves, and so we don't have to rely on set photos, because obviously set photos can be, you know, taken from a distance, and they don't really give us much context at all. Whereas, considering how these are from actual cast members of the show who are just posting this, I think it makes it a lot easier and a lot easier to you know, break down and digest with these type of photos, because they are on set specifically. And again, this one isn't from filming. This is literally just them taking a break. I mean, even Mick's just got a water bottle in his hand, or Dominic Purcell's got a water bottle in his hand. But you can just see that, again, this cast is having so much fun being in each other's presence. And again, these clothing, this apparel looks very similar to that 60s, 70s America vibe. So I feel like that gives us the best idea of where we're heading to in episode 1 of Legends. So what do you guys think about all these photos and things? Do you think we're going to 60s, 70s era America for Legends of Tomorrow Season 4 Episode 1? Like I said, I feel like this episode is definitely going to that sort of time period, just based on the clothing and the makeup and things. It just reminds me of that. That's what I immediately jump to when I look at that. Especially Zari in that photo, she looks very much of that time period, so especially with like the flower braid going around her hair, I think that's definitely a 60s thing. So personally, I feel like 60s, 70s America is where we're going to be jumping to. In terms of what we're going to be doing in that time period, I don't know. But make sure you tell me all your thoughts. And also, are you happy that Constantine is in episode 1? Because he definitely is at some point, because he's on the Wave Rider. So tell me all your thoughts about everything we've discussed in this episode in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It will help me out a lot. And share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always, guys, please subscribe for all of your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, and Black Lightning. And with all that said, guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.